Welcome everyone. And today I'm sitting under this beautiful blooming tree because we're going to start off talking about the 8 branches of Ashtanga Yoga. So Ashta actually means 8. So Ashtanga is the 8-limbed path. These are just principles that help us find that mind, body, spirit connection while we're practicing. A little bit about these principles. The first 4 stages of Ashtanga concentrate on refining our personalities, gaining mastery over the body, and developing an energetic awareness of ourselves, all of which prepare us for the second half of the journey, which deals with the senses, the mind, and attaining a higher state of consciousness. We'll obviously be focusing most on the physical practice, but I will share one or two of these principles at the beginning of every class, just so you have something to think about and so you kind of have an idea for the roots of yoga, where this came from. All right, today we're going to talk about the first 2 branches, but I'll just briefly tell you all 8 so you kind of know what's coming. So the first 2 are moral values, just things to live a good life. The third is physical posture, which is going to be 90% of our class. The 4th is breath. The 5th is inner awareness or sense control. The 6th is concentration. The 7th is meditation. And the 8th is unity with oneself and others. So you could think of this as principles to create peace and harmony in your life. And something really cool about these first 2 branches I'm going to share today is that they can give you a lot of good ideas for intentions for class. So, sorry, it's so windy. It's windy today. I'll do a voiceover on our actual practice so you can hear me better. But we talked about last week about setting an intention briefly. And I said you could use my intention. My breath carries me deeper. So when you have an intention in practice, it's just a positive statement in the present tense, something for your mind to focus on when you're doing a difficult posture. And they can be anything from I'm grateful for, I am powerful, I flow through life with ease and grace, I'm a positive person, just something happy and positive that you want to be true in your life. You're going to say that to kind of encourage your brain to think positive. And so while I'm reading through these, maybe it will give you some ideas for what you want your intention to be for today. So the first branch is the yamas. Those are restraints. They're things that we try not to do. The first one is ahimsa, which is non-harming. Satya, which is truth-telling. Brahmacharya, which is moderation. Aparigraha, which is non-attachment. And asteya, which is non-stealing. So trying not to steal, trying not to lie, trying not to harm. These basic things that bring peace into our life and the lives around us. Some examples of intentions that you could have based off of this would be like thinking about honesty. You could think, I will be honest with myself and my limits. Or you could think with the moderation, you could think I won't run faster than I have strength. I'm just gonna put forth an effort and not judge myself if I can't get all the way into that posture. And non-attachment is a beautiful one. That one I like to think, detach yourself from results and just enjoy the journey. So when you find yourself judging in a pose, you could just think, I'm just going to notice what this feels like in my body today. It doesn't matter if I used to be able to do the splits or used to be able to do headstand. I'm just going to see where I am today and enjoy where I'm at. So enjoy today could be a good mantra or a good intention. And then the second branch is observances. They're things that we try to do. So there's sausha, which is cleanliness, santosha, which is contentment, tapas, which is zeal for life, svadhyaya, which is self-study, and ishvara pranidhana, which is surrender. So lots of great examples there. contentment. You could have a gratitude mantra. Today I'm grateful for my healthy body. Today I'm grateful for my breath. Today I'm grateful for this hour that I have to practice. Today I'm grateful for my life. You know, even if you're dealing with sickness and dealing with hard things, be grateful for your life. So lots of different things we can think of to cultivate that positivity. And then a few others, obviously, like with the self-study or the surrender, ideas come to mind of thinking, today I'm just going to notice how I'm feeling. I'm not going to judge my negative thoughts. I'm going to learn about myself and my needs by watching my thoughts. So there's a lot in yoga. There's a lot of just learning to be flexible, learning to be honest with ourselves, learning to be flexible in more than one way. So like we learn to know our limits, respect our limits, find peace where we're at, enjoy the journey. Yoga is all about that. So hopefully those two branches kind of give you a glimpse at that. First two branches of yoga. And if you're curious to learn more about those, or you want to see how they're spelled or anything like that, go into course content. And there's some wonderful documents in the week 2 tab that explain this in better detail. So if it was difficult to hear me or you want to understand them better, go ahead and go in there. And hopefully you all have your intention kind of in mind. Hopefully this gave you an idea of something positive to think about for today. Let's take a moment now and try and find that deep Ujjayi breath. Yeah, so just remembering it's a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Trying to find that gentle constriction, not really constriction, but gentle engagement through the throat. Let's go ahead and take a few more breaths working on this. As you inhale and exhale, just note the gentle rising and falling of your abdomen and chest. Take this moment to calm your thoughts. Perhaps set an intention if you haven't already. Now open your eyes, inhale, lifting the heart, exhale, rounding the back. Inhale, opening, exhale, rounding our modified cat-cow here. Inhale and exhale. Opening through the heart and shoulders, rounding through the back. And now making this motion 3D as we continue to stretch the shoulders, the back. Gentle circles all the way around. Now reversing directions, a few gentle circles the other way. And rolling our neck now side to side. Think of lengthening through the neck, shoulder to shoulder. And coming back to a neutral neck, let's make our way all the way up to the top of our mat for our sun salutations. Surya Namaskar A, sun salutation A. Inhale, lift the arms up, Utthita Hasta Padagusthasana. Exhale, fold, hinging from the hips, Uttanasana. Tuck the belly in, Uddiyana Bandha at work. Inhale, half lift, tuck the chin, lengthen through the neck. This is Ardha Uttanasana. Plant the hands, step the feet back. Just showing you really quick, if you're taking the full chaturanga, you're going to rock forward onto your toes so you can really squeeze the arms in coming down, or come down all the way to your knees and take that modified all the way through to upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And shoot the hips back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Remember, you can come down to your knees under hips, hands under shoulders to check that width. Make sure your stance is good for downward dog. Remember to broaden through the shoulders, trying not to dump into the shoulders. We're staying here for 3 to 5 breaths. Pressing through the feet and the fingers. Inhale, step forward or jump forward, half lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, full forward fold, all the air out. Inhale, drink in that breath. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samastitihi. Let's go ahead and speed up a little bit faster now. 2 more of the Sun Salutation A. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Step or jump back, Chaturanga, squeezing those elbows in. Urdhva Mukha on the inhale. Adho Mukha on the exhale. And hold. Lengthening and deepening with every breath. Lengthen on the inhale. Press down through the fingers and toes and heels on the exhale. Inhale, step or jump forward, Ardha Uttanasana, half fold. Exhale, Uttanasana, full forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samastitihi. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, upward hands. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half fold. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. And breathe. Lengthening through the spine on the inhale, pressing down through your anchors, your hands and feet on the exhale. Inhale, step or jump forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, all the air out. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samastiti. Take a nice deep breath. Let's transition now to Surya Namaskar B, Sun Salutation B. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose, nice straight back. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Squeeze those arms in, look forward, past the fingers. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right foot comes forward, Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana A. Make sure those back toes are angled forward, protecting the knee, at least 45 degrees forward. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, other leg comes forward, all the way up. Warrior One, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And now we take our deep breaths, 3 to 5. I'm trying to use the Sanskrit names here because those will be on your test. These postures in our sun salutations are the only asanas or postures that you'll need to remember the Sanskrit names for your test. So no stress here. It'll be muscle memory by the time you take it. Inhale, step or jump forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samastitihi. Let's do 2 more. This next one, think about your bandhas. Inhale, Utkatasana. Nice long back, that core is engaged, and the pelvic floor. Exhale as you fold, same engagement. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga all the way down. Inhale, engage those bandhas as you lengthen forward and as you lengthen back, helping you find length in that spine. Inhale, right foot comes forward for your Warrior One. Nice long spine. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, tuck in the lower belly as you lengthen forward, and as you lengthen back, help it to find you length. Left leg comes forward. Inhale, lengthen the arms. Lower belly's tucked in, Uddiyana Bandha. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, lengthen back. You'll find as you engage the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha, the belly here in your downward dog, will help you feel even more length as you're lengthening those heels down and lengthening the legs up into their hip sockets, pressing down through the hands and pulling that belly up as you lengthen out through the tailbone. Lots of lengthening happening here in downward dog. Inhale, step or jump forward, half lift. You could tuck your chin and think of Jalandhara Bandha here, lengthening through the neck. Exhale, fold, Uddiyana Bandha. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samastitihi. So good. Let's do 1 more. Now back to our Sanskrit names. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And breathe. Feel your bandhas working. Inhale, right foot, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left foot forward, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Mukha means facing, Svanasana means dog. So Urdhva is upward and Adho is downward. Breathe here. Let's go ahead and come all the way down to child's pose now before we finish that last sun salutation. Take a moment to breathe here. Knees can be wide or together. Remember your intention, your positive statement in the present tense. And know that you can always come here to child's pose, balasana, during any point in our exercise. Go ahead and press back up to downward dog. Step or jump forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samastiti. We're now done with our sun salutations. Moving on to our flow today. It's going to be lots of opening through the shoulders and heart, lots of stretching and opening through the hips and hamstrings, backs of the legs. Getting at least a few nice deep breaths in each posture as we hold. Let's start with Trikonasana, triangle pose. Make sure those back toes are angled forward and you're just going to hinge, trying to stack one shoulder above the other, making sure that bottom hand makes contact with your mat or with your leg. Back of the hand can be pressing into the leg. Fingers can grab the big toe or hand can be grabbing the leg. Inhale all the way up. Swivel the feet around to the other side. Same thing on the other side. Stacking the shoulders, letting that hand find an anchor. Showing several different things here that you can do with your hand. And breathe. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, release. Square the hips to the front of your mat now. Widen your stance a little bit like feet on a train track, hip width apart. And exhale for our twist. This is revolve triangle. Hand can come down to the ground on the outside of your foot. That's the deepest stretch. Or your hand can be grabbing on that leg or a block. Or the inside of your foot if this is too much of a stretch. Inhale all the way up. And preparing to twist on the other side. If you have any issues with scoliosis or back injuries, be really gentle with these twists. You may not want to go into the full posture. You may want to have that hand on the leg and not go quite as deep. For everyone listening to your body, only taking it to where it feels good for you. We're still trying to stack the shoulders even in the twists. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, release. Now squaring the hips forward and coming down to a nice side lunge. Arm can be pressing into the top of the leg or hand can come all the way down to the ground. Either way, we're thinking of a nice long line of energy from the base of that long foot, that long leg, all the way out through the outstretched fingertips. Lifting your gaze to the fingertips, all the way up. Swivel the feet around. Same thing on the other side, arm pressing into leg, or a little bit deeper, hand down to the ground. Find the Drisdi focal point, that spot you're going to look at just at the tip of your fingers to help fill a little bit more length in your stretch. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, Samastiti. Square the legs around now, preparing for a twist of our revolved lunge. So hands can be pressing into each other, or hand can come down to the ground and you can be reaching. If you take the deepest version, it's fine to let that back heel come up off the ground. I'm just showing you. That's the deepest version, and sometimes that back heel will want to come up. If that feels more natural for you, go ahead and do that. Or maybe don't go quite as deep and keep that arm pressing into the top of your leg, palms pressing together. Lots of places you can be here. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale to the other side. Stay here with palms pressing into each other, or bring it all the way down, hand pressing into your mat. Other arm lengthening out, eyes outstretched to tips of your fingers. Inhale, back to center. Hand on your hips. Preparing for a nice forward fold, option to use a block here or a stack of books. We're working on lengthening the head down towards your mat. This will help us when we learn tripod headstand. So hinging from the hips, plant those hands onto your mat, lengthen your head towards your mat. Maybe your head presses into the mat, or maybe you have a block or a stack of books, or maybe you're just lengthening your head towards the ground. Either way, you should feel a nice stretch in the backs of the legs, the hips. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, stay. Hands to your waist. Inhale all the way up. Adjust those feet if you need. Now bring your hands up a little bit higher to your waist. Exhale, fold. Arms stay at the waist. We're still lengthening the head towards the floor for all of these folds. And we're broadening through the shoulders, keeping those hands on the waist, broadening through the collarbones. Opposite of squeezing the shoulders together. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, stay. Inhale all the way up. Now bring the fingers out in front of you. Reach around. Clasp fingers in the back. Careful not to squeeze the shoulder blades together, but rather to broaden through the shoulder blades and let those shoulder heads rotate forward, so that those arms can relax and loosen behind you, get a little bit lower to the ground behind you. Nice stretch through the back and shoulders here. Only taking it as far as feels good for your shoulders. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, stay. Inhale all the way up. Preparing for our last one, you can wrap your peace fingers around your big toes or grab on your legs all the way down. Fingers around big toes, or maybe just grabbing on the legs or ankles. Reaching that head down towards your mat. And breathe. It's fairly normal for that head not to be able to reach the first few times you do these folds. So if you're just reaching, totally wonderful place to be. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, stay. Inhale all the way up. Walk the feet in. Hands to heart center. Bring the arms around to the back. Fingertips touching, or if you can, palms touching. The higher you slide those hands up your back, the easier it will be to get those palms touching. This feels pretty intense on the forearms, so if it's just fingertips touching, that's okay. Exhale, fold over that right leg. Feel a nice stretch through your hamstring. We're still thinking about our bandhas here. Anytime you forward fold, that lower belly is tucked in to protect the lower back. And that neck is lengthening. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, fold to the other side. Imagine that nose reaching towards your knee. Or chin to knee if you're me and have short legs. And breathe. Inhale all the way up. Step the feet together. All right, balancing posture next. So level 1, maybe you just take tree pose, or if balancing doesn't feel right for you today, Maybe you sit down and take any other nice forward fold. It gives your legs a good stretch. Level 2, I'm just showing you really quick. You're going to keep that leg bent and just grab on the knee. I'm showing you the full pose. And then the most intense, level 3, you're going to straighten the leg. And you can, if you have tight hamstrings, you can grab the big toes with your peace fingers and just work on straightening the leg. You can have the knee a little bit bent, or you can take a strap and wrap it around that foot to help you straighten the leg if that's something you want to work on. And then the full pose is just fingers around that big toe. So take a breath to prepare, pick the posture that's right for you. Inhale, maybe bring that leg up. If you want to challenge yourself, you're going to fold for the first 3 to 5 breaths, nose toward the knee. It took me probably a year before I could do this one in full. So if you're not quite there, it's okay. But this is the full posture. We're just breathing here. Inhale up, exhale out to the side now. If you want to challenge yourself, you can look out over the opposite shoulder, but find yourself a Drisdi focal point. That focal point will help you balance, so you're staring at something to anchor you. And breathe back to center. Exhale, fold for 1 breath. Inhale up. Exhale, remove the hand and lift that leg as high as you can. Breathe. You got this. Think of your anchors, hands pressing into waist, Drisdi focal point, and all the way down. Roll that ankle, stretch it out. So good. Let's switch to the other side now. Think about your anchors. Maybe think about your intention also. And extend that leg out. Take the fold if you'd like for 3 to 5 breaths. Think about your anchors, your Drisdi focal point. Hand pressing into side, foot pressing into mat. Inhale all the way up. Exhale out to the side. You can change your Drisdi over that shoulder if you want to challenge yourself. And breathe. So good, you've got this. Just a few more breaths. Inhale back to center. Take the fold if you want the challenge. Inhale up, exhale, hands pressing into your waist, foot reaching out as high as it will go. This is a very hard one. Exhale, release. Beautiful, everyone. That's a very advanced posture. A lot of little details in that full Utthita Hasta Padagusthasana that take a long time to master. So thank you for your efforts on that. Our challenging balancing posture. And we will do this same posture on our backs near the end of practice. So if you took a different variation or a different stretch, you'll still get in that chance at the end of class to stretch those hamstrings. We're just transitioning now, so you'll notice we borrow a little bit from the sun salutations when we're transitioning from standing to seated. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold, plant the hands. And we're going to just step the left leg back, sink down to a nice low lunge, Anjanasana. Inhale those arms up and breathe. This is a great hip opener. It can also feel really nice on the front, that front left quad if you have tight quads. Running. Just breathing here. With every exhale, let yourself sink a little deeper. And plant those hands. Step the foot back, find downward dog. Preparing for low lunge on the other side. And sinking all the way down to that knee. Inhale the arms up. And breathe. This low lunge is also something you can take in your sun salutation B instead of the warrior pose if you ever want to. If those hips are needing it. Plant the hands. Now right leg floats forward. Exhale, extend. Inhale, float the knee forward. Exhale, extend. Warming up that right hip joint. Inhale and exhale, extend. Inhale all the way through, sitting down in pigeon pose. Option to stay here or walk those arms all the way out. Remembering from week 1, you can sit on that block if you need. Just breathing here. With every exhale, allow gravity to help you sink deeper into that hip. And if that front straight leg is uncomfortable, press into the top of your foot. If the other knee is uncomfortable, make sure you adjust. The knee should not hurt in this posture. Inhale, extend. And preparing for the other side, floating forward and extending. Inhale, float forward. Exhale, extend. Inhale and exhale. Inhale all the way forward. Stay here with the arms supporting you if that knee needs it. Or exhale, walk the arms all the way out. And breathe. Every exhale allows you to sink deeper into the stretch. Your breath is helping you here. Think Ujjayi breath. Maybe think of your intention as well. Inhale, slowly walking the hands back up. Kick that foot up into the air. Exhale. Find downward dog and breathe. Come all the way down now. And now I'm preparing for our arm balance, crow pose. So just watch me for this first one. I'm going to show you a few tips. You want to take your hands, make a nice little triangle. Kind of think of making a triangle with my hands. And then I'm going to set my knees on the backs of my arms. The backs of my arms are making shelves for my legs. I'm going to show you now from another angle. So I plant the hands, come up onto the toes, rock forward, and those knees are just going to balance on the backs of the arms. And then maybe when you do that, you can jump the feet back. Let's give it a try. I'm going to show you one more time. So here's a crane pose, a little bit different variation. The arms can be straight. Sometimes guys like crane pose a little bit better because it gives a little bit more room for the legs. So arms can be bent or arms can be straight. I'm going to show you now how you could use a block or a stack of books to help you out here. You can step on top of the block, and that can just help you get those hips a little bit higher so that you can get those knees up on the back of the arm. And you're going to be looking forward here. I know you'll want to look at your hands, but your balance will be a lot easier if you look way forward and don't look down. Another variation is place the block in front of you so you're not afraid to fall on your face. Very important here, I'm just tapping down and up. I don't actually want to place any weight into that block because that's bad for the neck. It's just there for security. Now showing you one more time the full posture, and maybe I just lift one toe. Maybe I just lift the other toe to get a feel for how this is to have a weight in the backs of my arms and on my wrists. So maybe that's as far as I go today. That's definitely where I started. So see if you can get one toe, then maybe the other. If you get airtime for just a few seconds, that's awesome. And if you can, maybe you hold it for 3 or 4 breaths. Maybe you jump the feet back. And if that's too uncomfortable on the wrist, you can try baby crow. Baby crow is the same thing except we're on our forearms. kind of like in downward dog, sometimes we do dolphin down on the forearms. All right, once you've given it a solid try, go ahead and roll those wrists out and come down into child's pose, maybe letting the arms be by your sides this time. That might feel nice on the shoulders. And breathe. Slowing down the breath. Inhale, coming all the way up, lower down onto your stomachs now. Find a nice low cobra pose, pressing through the forearms, bringing that stretch into the upper back. Remember, this is something you can take instead of upward facing dog if your back's ever hurting you in our sun salutations. Exhale, lower down. Locust pose now, arms at your side. We're strengthening the back. Inhale, lift the arms and legs up as much as you can. And take a few breaths here, maybe on every inhale, seeing if you can lift them a little bit higher. This is a great back bend you can use to strengthen the back. Exhale, lower down. Let your cheek rest into your mat and breathe. We're going to do one more of these. Make sure your core is engaged, both your Uddiyana Bandha and your Mula Bandha. Inhale, lift. That's going to protect your back. Working out our back and our core here. Maybe lifting arms and legs a little bit higher on every inhale. And hold. Exhale, release. Let the cheek come to the other side. Letting everything relax here. We are winding down. You guys are doing so good. Inhale all the way up. Let's take some nice cat-cow stretches. Rounding and arching the back. Make these be what you need them to be. So if you need it to be in your neck and shoulders, really accentuate your gaze, looking towards your stomach and then looking up at the sky. If you need a good lower back stretch, maybe you're focusing on the hips, moving the hips back and forth to stretch those places that your back is needing the most. This is another one of our nice gentle back bends. All these are going to be options for you in the future to take instead of some of our more intense if you'd like. Go ahead and sit over the feet now. Stretch the legs out in front of you. Roll down one vertebrae at a time. Our last gentle back bend, bridge pose. Lifting the tailbone and hips up. Make sure those toes are pointing forward and the knees are right above the ankles. Don't let those knees splay out. Don't let those toes splay out. Engage those quad muscles, engage those glute muscles, and you'll find it helps the back feel a little bit better here. Engage the core. We're just getting familiar here with everything that's going to help us in full back bend to protect the back. Strong core, strong glutes, strong quads, and breathe. This posture actually does strengthen the back quite a bit. Strong shoulders and strong back. Exhale, lowering down. Hug the knees into the chest now. Rock side to side. And breathe. Gentle back massage. And now that balancing posture on our backs like I promised. Grab the right big toes, either with your peace fingers or with a strap, wrapped around the whole foot. This is Utthita Padagusthasana. Supta for supine, Pada for grabbing the foot or toe. Inhale, lift the nose towards the knee. The other hand is pressing on top of the opposite quad to keep that leg down. And breathe. This should feel great on that lower back. Exhale, lower the neck and head down. Look out over the opposite shoulder and let that leg come out to the side. You're looking the opposite direction of the way your leg is stretched. And here's where that other hand is pressing down onto the top of the quad so that other leg, that hip doesn't pop up. Inhale back to center, nose towards the knee. Exhale, release. Same thing on the other side. Grab those toes. Straighten the leg as much as you can. Inhale, nose to knee. Really pull that core in and notice how that helps the lower back to relax. That core is totally engaged here. Uddiyana Bandha. Exhale, release, looking out over the opposite shoulder of that leg. Leg out to the side, right hand pressing on the right quad to keep that hip from popping up. And breathe. Inhale back to center, nose towards the knee. Exhale, release. Now bringing the legs up, right above the hips for legs up the wall. Our go-to modification for more challenging inversions that will come. We're just breathing here, just enjoying this sensation of giving the legs and feet a rest. Strengthening the legs a little bit here as well. Exhale, begin to lower the legs now. We're going to do 10 of these. Exhale as we come up, feel the abs tucking in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, abs pull in as you come up. Inhale to lengthen. This is also going to be our go-to modification. In the future, if shoulder stand or plow feel uncomfortable, you can just do some of these, work on strengthening that core, which will further protect that back if you have any back issues that might make plow or shoulder stand uncomfortable. So we're strengthening our abdominal muscles here. Make sure you get in at least 10. Those legs squeezing together. Heels together. Toes can be apart if you'd like. As we breathe, lowering and lifting. Hug those knees into your chest. Take a few rocks side to side. And bringing the soles of your feet together, let your knees come out to the side and notice how this feels on your lower back. Supine butterfly. Can feel really nice on the lower back. After any kind of ab workout or any back bend. And breathe here. Not really trying, we're just letting gravity bring us wherever feels natural. Now walking the legs all the way out for Shavasana. Once again, you can stay in supine butterfly for Shavasana if that's more comfortable, or you can keep the feet pressing into your mat, knees up. If that's more comfortable on the lower back. We now have a 9-minute Shavasana. You're welcome to tune me out and just rest. Notice how your body feels if you would like. But if you find that you have a mind that tends to wander, please tune in and let my voice add to an anchor to keep you present here in this moment. Let your breath also be an anchor to keep you present. As you inhale, imagine and visualize breathing breath into all those places that you hang on to tension, the back, the shoulders, the face. And as you exhale, feel those muscles letting go, relaxing. Inhale, breathing into places that are tense. Exhale, muscles loosening, relaxing, sinking even deeper into your mat. Now I want you to imagine a tiny ball of energy in the base of your stomach. It's very small, about the size of a grain of rice. This ball of energy is going to go back and forth, in and out, throughout all your sore muscles, soaking up any extra tension. Feel the ball of energy slowly going back and forth across your lower back, soaking up any extra tension and stress, growing a little bit larger as it does so. Feel your back relaxing and softening as the ball of energy passes by. Back and forth, up and down, and in gentle massaging circles, it makes its way up through your whole back, around through the shoulder blades, back and forth across the neck and back of the head, making its way to the crown of the head, the temples, the jaw, the whole face. Feel your face relaxing, your jaw relaxing, that space between your eyebrows relaxing. Ball of energy makes its way down now, the front of your neck to the right shoulder at one more time. This ball of energy is not only soaking up tension, but it's also soothing any places you may have had past injury or may have lingering pain. It makes its way down through the whole right arm, back and forth, around the joints as well, softening and loosening. Out through your hand, back and forth on the right hand, gentle hand massage to the tips of your fingers. Feel your right arm grow heavy, completely relaxed, sinking into your mat. Ball of energy now makes its way back up and across to the other shoulder, up and down, in and out, through all the muscles and joints to the tips of your fingers, back and forth across the pad of your hand. Feel your arm growing heavy, relaxing, softening. Back and forth, the ball of energy ever growing a little bit larger, a little bit brighter. Makes its way back to your midline, and now back down one more time to that lower back. If there's any residual tension in that lower back, it's continuing to soak up and relax. That back relaxing even more than you thought it could. It makes its way now back and forth across the hips. If there's any pain in the hip joints or tension there, you feel the hips and legs relaxing, letting go. Tendons and muscles softening, allowing the back to more fully relax. Ball of energy makes its way down through the right leg, that quad, and the hamstring around that knee joint, softening and loosening. Down through the front of the leg, the back of the leg, softening any tension that might be here. Around that ankle, down the bottom of the foot, back and forth across the bottom of your foot, to the tips of your toes. Feel the whole right leg completely relaxed, sinking down into your mat. Ball of energy makes its way back up and across to the other leg. Back and forth, gentle massaging circles. The quad, the hamstring, the knee, the calf, the shin, the pad of your foot and the tips of your toes. Feel the left leg now joining the right, completely relaxed. Ball of energy now makes its way back to the base of your stomach, and as it does, you feel this overwhelming sense of relaxation
Your body is now completely relaxed. The face, the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the back, the stomach, the hips, the legs, the feet. That ball of energy has soaked up any extra tension, any places I may not have mentioned. Imagine it grabbing any final tension as the body sinks with every exhale into deeper and more profound relaxation. Visualize this ball of energy now growing smaller with every exhale. It's now being reabsorbed into the body as usable energy and vitality for whatever you need to get done next in your day. The ball of energy shrinks until it's only the size of a prick of light, and it's gone, and a wave of calm rushes over you. Now that our body is completely relaxed, it's time to give our attention to our mind. See the mind also as a muscle that needs to let go, that needs to soften and relax. We do this by allowing the mind to relax into this present moment, to focus on the inhale and the exhale and the way your body feels right now. Allow the mind to let go of any thoughts that are pressing. Allow it to soften. And over the next 2 minutes, just enjoy the sound of your own breath. If you find your mind drifting to a thought, gently tell your mind to let go, to relax, and bring it back to the breath. Begin to wake the body back up. Maybe wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Take a nice stretch overhead. Slowly make your way back up to seated, opening your eyes for our final stretch. Now bring the right leg over the left for half lotus, Ardha Padmasana. And close the eyes one more time, maybe this time finding that deep Ujjayi breath. And bring to mind your intention, thanking it for helping you through your practice, acknowledging that this positive statement is now a part of your day and a part of you. Exhale, go ahead and switch legs. You can keep the eyes still closed if you'd like. And breathe. We're pulling it all in now. We sent out a lot of energy, but now we're pulling it back in, filling up with energy for whatever we need to get done with the rest of our day. Now release that leg and find a comfortable cross-leg position, or if it's in your practice, if you've been practicing half lotus, maybe you try and see if you can go into full lotus with both feet on top. Either way, keeping those eyes closed and breathing. One last final breath here. Opening the eyes. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.